Hello and happy holidays. I'm Cynthia Whitman coming to you from Sonoma, California, and today we are going to be making one of my all-time favorite holiday recipes, the Silver Palate Gingerbread. In a normal holiday season, I usually would make several of these. It is a quick and easy recipe. The ingredients can be found at any grocery store. There's very minimal cleanup and you don't need any special equipment. This is great to make with kids. I used to make this when I was a kid with my family at the holidays, and it is absolutely delicious. And it always amazes me when I bring this to a party how many people have never had gingerbread before. So it's a little bit different and a little special and has all of those delicious Christmassy flavors. So let's get started.
For your equipment, all you need are measuring spoons, measuring cups, a rubber spatula or wooden spoon, a 9-inch or 8 by 10-inch cake pan, a large mixing bowl, and a sieve. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, grease and flour your cake pan. For the cake, you'll need 1½ cups unbleached all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 teaspoons baking soda, 1½ teaspoons ground ginger, 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup molasses, 1/2 cup vegetable oil, 1/2 cup white sugar, 1 egg lightly beaten, and 1/2 cup boiling water. And for the lemon glaze, you'll need 2/3 cup powdered sugar and 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Next, we are going to sift together all of our dry ingredients into our bowl. The great thing about this recipe is it only uses one bowl, so there aren't too many dishes to wash once you're finished baking. And I like this kind of sieve for sifting, but you can also use the ones that look more like a can, just personal preference. Next, we will add in our sugar, molasses, and our egg into the dry ingredients. All right, I haven't even baked this yet and it already smells amazing. Our next step is to add in our oil. I'm using grapeseed oil, but any vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you want to use is fine. And our boiling water. And if you put your boiling water in the same measuring cup that you had the molasses in, it will wash the little bits of stuck on molasses that are still in your measuring cup into the bowl. Once we have all our ingredients, we will mix it up in our bowl till it is a smooth and consistent texture. I think it kind of looks like chocolate pudding, even though there's no chocolate. And then we will pour our batter into our floured and greased pan. I'm using a circle pan. You can use a square pan, rectangle pan. It just depends on what you want your slices of gingerbread to look like. If you use a pan like this, they'll look like a wedge. If you use a square pan, they'll be a square. Just whatever suits your mood that day. I usually use a square pan, but I thought it'd be fun to do a round one today. So we pour it on in. Then we'll take our gingerbread and put it on the middle rack in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. While your gingerbread is baking, you can wash up all your dishes, clean off your counter, put away your ingredients, and make your frosting. I like to make the frosting in a measuring cup so that you can, or a pitcher of any kind, I guess, so it's easy to pour right onto your gingerbread once it comes out of the oven. And I also sifted my powdered sugar so there won't be any lumps and bumps on there because it looks a little weird if there's lumpies on top of the cake, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, when I was a kid, there were always loads of lumpies on top of my gingerbread with sugar blobs, and it was delicious. So I just put the sugar into my measuring cup, then put in the lemon juice, And it always seems like there's way too much sugar and not enough lemon juice when you first pour them together, but it always ends up being the perfect frosting consistency. You just have to stir it with your spoon a whole bunch and get them really mixed in well together. And then I also have my wire rack ready so that I can put my gingerbread on here to dry once it comes out of the oven. So my timer just went off. I'm gonna see if my gingerbread is fully cooked. It should be springy on the top if you touch it with your finger, and the edges should have pulled away a little bit from the edges of the pan. And I also like to use a toothpick and stick a toothpick in it and make sure when you pull it out, the toothpick is dry, that there isn't any wet, raw batter still in there. And if it is ready, we will pour on our frosting. So right when the gingerbread comes out of the oven and it's still hot, you want to pour your frosting evenly over the whole top of it, and it'll form this really nice sort of crunchy, sweet frosting deliciousness. So here we are. Here is our finished gingerbread. I am going to let it sit there and cool for a little while until it is cool enough to eat without burning your tongue. And I highly recommend licking your spoon that you used to stir up your frosting. Also, I wish that smell-o-vision was real because my kitchen smells amazing. It smells like Christmas. It's also, if you have people coming over, obviously not now for COVID, but in non-COVID times, if you have people coming over and they come over and they smell the gingerbread, it's just so welcoming and lovely. Once your gingerbread has cooled down, it is ready to serve. You can have it just by itself. It's also great with some vanilla ice cream on the side, with a cup of tea, milk, hot cider, your holiday cocktail of choice. And if you have a nonstick pan like me, you will want to cut with a plastic knife so you don't mess up your nonstick coating. And you are ready to go. Bon appetit and happy holidays!